morning, Eagles, and welcome to the 13th episode of Eagle News. Today is Tuesday, September 14th. My name is Audrey.
And my name is Josie. And today is National Cream-Filled Donut Day.
Don't forget to celebrate this day by heading to a local donut shop and getting a yummy treat.
Dunkin' Donuts!
Now let's get started with the weather in the Eagle News weather station with Allie.
Thanks, guys. Today's forecast for Powell is a high of 85 degrees and a low of 64 degrees. It will be mostly sunny today with some clouds and will also be slightly humid. Make sure you spend some time outside with the nice weather today. That's it for today's weather. Now let's head back to the studio with Audrey and Josie.
Thank you, Allie.
This week in Hyatt Sports starts with volleyball, and the volleyball teams traveled to Orange Middle School last night. And they have a match tomorrow night at home against Newark Middle School.
The cross-country team is running against Orange Middle School here at Heights today after school. Good luck, runners. The football team battles Orange later this week. The 7th grade team battles Orange tomorrow night at 5 p.m. at Heights Stadium.
The 8th grade team travels to Orange Middle School on Thursday night with the game starting at 5 p.m.
Now Ski Club news. Hey Eagles, look for Ski Club information on Schoology feed sometime in October.
If you are interested in joining Teen Advocates, please see the information on Schoology and return your permission form to Ms. Roberts in the guidance office by Thursday, September 16th.
Our first meeting will be on Friday, September 17th during advisory.
Now it's time for Mr. Meta's Best Thing on the Internet. Today's best thing is a trip out on a boat with some heavy waves. Check this out.
Oh my gosh, that wave was huge! That's a bumpy ride. I sure hope that I never need to experience that kind of boat ride.
Believe it or not, Mr. Meta was on a cruise boat leaving Alaska in 2003, and the boat was in the bumpy waters. It didn't look like that wave, but he couldn't sleep while the boat went through the bumpy waves. Now let's see what is for lunch in the Mr. Nicolosi lunch studio with Allie.
Thanks, Josie. For today's lunch, we're having a Mexican entree and a hot sandwich. You can also get Jet's Pizza and select subs and salads. Make sure to grab fruit and vegetables, and don't forget to grab a milk, juice, or water. That's it for today's lunch. Let's go back to the studio for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now it's time for
Trivia! For today's trivia, let's head over to the Trivia Green Screen Studio to hear today's question.
Thank you, ladies. Yesterday's trivia was name something you might leave in the car just in case of emergency. The number one answer was flashlight for 37 points, jumper cables for 19 points, blankets for 17 points, cell phone for 9 points, and a spare tire for 7 points. Now for today's question, Eagles. Make sure that you only send 2 answers to Mr. Meta after you hear the question. So here's the question. Name something you might find on a miniature golf course. Again, name something you might find on a miniature golf course. Send 2 answers to Mr. Meta, and we will let you know what the top answers were and how many points you got tomorrow. That's it for trivia. Let's head back to the studio for our second video on today's show.
Thank you, Allie, for that great trivia question. For our second segment, Layla, Jackson, and Ian took some pictures during Unified Arts classes in 8th grade and created this slideshow.
Hi Eagles, and for today's slideshow, we decided to do UA students at Hyatt's.
Oh, hi. Let's get to it.
Yeah!
that incredible video.
Make sure when you see Eagle News kids in the hallways to smile for the camera.
Now let's head over to This Day in History studio to see what happened on this day in history.
On this day in 1814, Francis Scott Key pens a poem which is later set to music in 1931, becomes America's national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. The poem, originally titled The Defense of Fort McHenry, was written after Key witnessed the Maryland fort being bombarded by the British during the War of 1812. Key was inspired by the sight of a lone U.S. flag still flying over Fort McHenry at daybreak, as reflected in the now famous words of the Star-Spangled Banner, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Now let's head back to the studio to finish up the show.
Thank you for that great This Day in History segment. That is very cool to learn. Unfortunately, this is it for our show today.
But before we wrap it up, we'd like to leave you with our daily quote. One cannot try to ease the past merely but because it does not fit the present.
Wow, Josie, that was a very inspirational quote. That's a great quote to share with your family and friends.
Thank you, Audrey. That's all for today's show. My name is Josie.
My name is Audrey.
And my name is Allie. Have a wonderful Tuesday, Eagles.
See you next time, Eagles.
Bye!